Okay, speaking time, class. Let's do IELTS speaking today. So we should continue with wherever we left off. So we left off at 37, and it was about getting lost, bị lạc đường. Getting lost. Alright, so Tường, have you ever lost your way?
Well, to be honest, that I think that I've never lost since I'm a teenager.
Oh.
But back to my childhood, I guess that the one time that I've been lost from my mom was
Mother.
when I were in
Mother.
my mother. When I was in the supermarket, like choosing the items with my mother, and then I suddenly found a children's section, like which selling toys for children, and I was immersed myself into looking at those toys, and then suddenly I lost my mother. But at that period of time, I didn't know what to do, but crying all of the time, waiting for my mom to pick me up.
Okay, I see. So, how about you? Have you ever lost your way?
I haven't lost my way anytime or anywhere because usually I will remember the road that I have been passed. So
The road that I have passed. The road that I have passed.
The road that I have passed. So I never lost. Yeah.
So, oh really? So you have a really good memory for navigation, am I right?
Yeah. Or maybe I have Google Maps.
But normally, without the help of technology, people would get lost a lot. Do you think so?
I think so, yeah, because sometimes they cannot, like an introvert, or maybe someone that they don't really care of people, they cannot ask the residents there, so they get lost easily.
Okay, right. So, Phúc, how about you? Have you ever lost your way?
I just lost my way yesterday.
Oh! Tell us,
I
please.
just lost. I came to my hometown last week, and I decided to go to my grandma's house alone. But I don't know.
I didn't know.
I didn't know where exactly my grandma's house
Was.
So
my grandma's house was, so
I just drove until
I just went until quá khứ.
I just went until my motorbike
run out of gasoline, right? Hết ga, run out of gasoline.
Yeah.
Run out of gas, okay. Until my motorbike ran out
gasoline. I don't know where I am.
I didn't know where I was.
I didn't know where I was. So I decided to call my
Mother.
to help me.
So, Phúc, what do you often do when you are lost?
Well, actually, when I lost, I usually call my mother or my father to help me because they know a lot about roads. Yeah.
I see. So they know the way, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, how about you, Tường? What do you often do when you are lost?
Well, the first thing I would do is to calm down and try to find my way. So I guess that I would ask like one or two locals for directions, because I think that their instructions like often more straightforward to follow than the Google Map or some like navigation maps. And if I still cannot find my way, I will try to figure out my way on the physical maps. And
who actually use
or
physical map these days? Anyway, tell me.
they just use like some navigation or the online apps. But yeah, if I just cannot figure out where I am at that period of time, I would call my friends for support.
I see. Okay, so Mr. Trung, please. So, have you ever lost your way?
Speaking of getting lost, it was a time when I was a child and my mother took me to a bookstore.
A bookstore?
As a child, I was not good at navigation, and somehow I lost my touch with my mother. Okay, at first I was felt so panicked, but I understood the situation. That my mother was still in the bookstore, and if I just kept lingering.
One second. I keep lingering. I kept lingering. Nếu tôi cứ ở đó cứ chần chừ nấn ná đó, I kept lingering.
Okay, yeah, if I kept lingering at the checkout counter, and finally I was able to see my mother again. So that's my spirit of getting lost. Yeah.
Well, so Mr. Trung, have you ever helped someone who got lost?
Yeah, actually, I helped. Okay. I don't think I actually helped someone who got lost, but I showed them the way of getting out of the situation. So there was one time, a person, so many times, some random person on the street asked me for show them the way to one specific location, and my advice to him or her is to ask the local people, because this was a long way from the place where I and that person was at that moment. And,
At the moment, yes.
Yeah. So I showed him just.
I showed him, so I showed him just.
To the next step, you go to this and that place, and you keep asking for direction from the locals. Yeah. So I think somehow I helped a person who got lost.
Okay, great. So, Young, do you think some people get lost easier than the other people?
So, in my opinion, and what I have seen, that for the good memory navigation, they are not easily get lost than other people, because they can remember the way that they have been there. But like another people, like my friend, he cannot remember. They cannot remember the way they have been, or they just don't focus on the way they have been, so they cannot remember. So it's easily to get lost if you don't.
It's very easy to get lost.
Easy to get lost when you cannot remember the special on that road, like another people. Yeah.
I see. Alright, so Phúc, what do you think? Do you think some people get lost easier than the other people?
Well, in my opinion, I think that somebody like me who don't know much about road maybe will be easier to get lost than normal people.
Say again?
No?
Tiếp trở làm gì mà trả lời ít nhỉ? Once again, do you think some people get lost easier than the other people?
Well, my opinion, I think that people like me who don't know much about way and road will be easier to get lost than people who know much about way to go.
Alright, so let's talk about concentration now. So is it hard for you to stay focused on something?
Actually, it's not hard for me to stay focused on something. The important is that thing need to make me feel interesting.
Wait, interesting, interested. Cẩn thận. Interested, make me feel thì là interested ed. Còn bản chất sự việc là interesting. It makes me feel interested. Right.
If it make me feel interested, I will stay focused.
I will stay focused, yeah.
Maybe for a long time.
Is that why you don't stay focused on your studying so much?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't think it's maybe. I think it's a clear possibility. Một khả năng rõ ràng luôn. It's a clear possibility for me. I can see that. Now, so Young, please, what do you do to help you concentrate?
So usually when I mostly study, I will concentrate on my homework.
Oh.
So to concentrate like that, I have to do something first, like eating first, or maybe just have a small thing so my stomach don't make me feel like hungry and keep me away from focus my study, and maybe listen to music. But this music is not like lyric music. It's maybe no lyrics.
Okay.
Like bạn đã heard maybe
Symphony.
Yeah, so
A symphony.
Listen to symphony. So usually symphony to stay focused.
Oh, you like that? Really? You like that kind of music?
Yeah, I quite like that music a lot. Yeah.
I do like it too. Actually, I was about to cover on my piano, like Beethoven Symphony or something like that, you know. It's hard, it's quite hard, but it's something that is worth doing, I think. Right, yes.
To Vivaldi music.
Vivaldi, you mean?
Vivaldi, yeah.
Her name is Vivaldi, I think.
Oh,
I see.
So actually, I just listened to Winter in the Fall Summer.
There are four seasons. There are 4 seasons in Vivaldi's composition. It's called Winter, Spring, Summer, and the Fall, right? Autumn.
Yeah, but the Winter is the best.
I think so too. I think summer, just spring. I think spring or it's just so mainstream, don't you think? Ai cũng biết.
So usually winter and summer is actually something.
Right.
That's to study.
I see. So how about you? Is it hard for you to stay focused on something? Hello? Tường? Trời ơi, lại tắt mic rồi. Tại sao phải tắt mic chi? Why do you have to turn off your microphone? We have a program to eliminate noise. I told you. You don't need to turn off your microphone. Remember? Không cần phải tắt mic nha. Có phần mềm lọc tiếng ồn rồi. Okay, so Tường, so is it hard for you to stay focused on something?
Well, yeah, I guess it's yes. Like, I get distracted easily, especially when I consider that there's so many distractions around me.
You mean many distraction, right?
Yeah, distractions, like such as noises from people or the construction activities, or even some smartphones and TV. So yeah, I kind of always find it hard to stay focused on the task at hand. So when I get down to work, it often takes me up to like 15 or even 30 minutes to truly get in the zone to finish my task.
You think it's too much time, and how can you reduce that time?
Well, I guess that I always try my best to avoid the distractions that surrounding me. So I think that the good environment would be a best choice for me if I want to focus completely on my task and finish as soon as possible. So I've been searching on the internet for the methods, and I trying to apply it in my real life. So I think that it's getting better for me to, whenever I want to stay focused, to finish my deadlines or my tasks.
I see. So how about you, Trung? When do you need to be focused? Like, for example, to solve deadline, in order to finish a deadline or something like that, to solve a problem or something like that.
Okay, yeah. So actually, you just taken the words out of my tongue. So I need to stay really focused when a deadline is approaching. Yeah. Because I don't want to be pressed on time, so I need to focus.
Nobody wants to be pressed on time. Yeah.
Or job.
Press for time, I think. It's press for time, I think.
Yeah. So I try my best to finish the task or the job before the deadline. Yeah.
I see. So, Trung, do you think focus is important?
Yeah, I do believe focus is important.
Focus. Nó nằm đầu nha. It's focus.
Focus is highly important for all people, because if a person put their 100% of attention into something, they can finish that thing successfully and satisfactorily. So focus is really important. Yeah, especially when you're a student or when you are an employee. No school or no employer wants their staff or the students to lose focus on the study or on the job.
To lose focus nha, chứ không phải to lost focus nha. To lose focus. Động từ là to lose. Lose focus. So, Trung, what may distract you when you're trying to stay focused?
I think it depends, because different people.
You mean different people think differently, eh? Or
differently, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. To me, if I have so many things on my hands, I think I can get distracted. Yeah. So from my point of view, I can get distracted by so many unfinished businesses that I have. So I better work on one task. Prioritize my attention on one task first before moving to another task.
Okay. Right. So I think it has come to the problem of multitasking, A lot of people, they multitask. Multitask, đa nhiệm á, làm nhiều nhiệm vụ, làm nhiều thứ cùng lúc á. To multitask. is a verb and multitasking is a noun. Việc đa nhiệm tức làm nhiều việc cùng lúc. So what do you think, Tường? Do you think multitasking is a good thing to do? And can people get work done like when they multitask a lot? What do you think about multitasking?
Like as a student, I have to multitask several times in my life, especially when I need to finish lots of deadlines at the same time. So due to the tight deadlines, I guess that people might multitask sometimes in their life. Personally, I don't think it's a bad habit, but in some period of time, we really need the focus. Like we need to be focused on our main projects or our main things to finish as well as we can. Because if we divide our time and our energy into multi things like that, we can lose the productivity in the other projects. Like for example, if we multitask to do our work, our deadlines, or our extra activities, we can, the power and the effort we put into each project can be reduced, so that I don't think that we can finish anything as well as in our decision before.
But a lot of people, they just multitask and they really slow down their work. It's like you don't focus on something to get it done quickly. So a lot of the time they miss deadlines, So what do you think, folks? What do you think about multitasking? Should people do that? Or they should focus on one thing at a time? To focus on one thing at a time. Tập trung một thứ một lần thôi. To focus on one thing at a time or multitask. What do you think? Phúc?
Well, I think that people need to focus on one thing at a time, because if people first on one thing at a time, is will make what they do will be more easily to successful, and
Yes.
độ chính xác cao hơn.
More accuracy or precision. You can use the word precision or accuracy. Độ chính xác cao with better precision. With better precision. Okay, do it. Nói đi Phúc.
Well, in my opinion, I think that people should focus on one thing at a time, because when people do that, it will make what they do will be more easily to success.
To succeed. Động từ to succeed.
Succeed and decisions than do multitask.
Okay, so Phúc, okay, do you think focus is important, Phúc?
Focus is important because it will help us to do things for success, and it will help us help us to
Yes.
giải quyết
To solve our problems, right?
Yeah, to solve our problem faster.
Okay, to solve our problems faster. I see. Okay, it's 38 and 37. Let's come to part 2 and part 3. Okay. So let's do 70 now. No, 80 actually. Okay, describe a time when you waited for something special that would happen. Did we do this one before? Mình làm này chưa ta? Okay, never mind. Let's do it now. Miêu tả một thời điểm mà các bạn đã phải chờ một cái gì đó đặc biệt nó diễn ra. We did already, right?
Yeah.
How about 81? A habit your friend has and you want to develop. Okay, let's do 81 now, I think. Describe a habit your friend has and you want to develop. Miêu tả một cái thói quen mà bạn của bạn có và mình muốn phát triển cái thói quen đó. Like for example, thói quen tập gym chẳng hạn. Like a habit of going to the gym or the habit of learning new languages, for example. Thói quen học ngôn ngữ mới chẳng hạn. Okay, you should say who your friend is, what habit he or she has, when you noticed this habit. Bạn phát hiện ra cái thói quen đó của người đó hồi nào. Explain why you want to develop this habit. Tại sao mình lại muốn phát triển cái thói quen này. And then part 3 about habits here. What habits should children have and why? Trẻ nhỏ nên có những cái thói quen nào? Tại sao? Like thói quen đi thức dậy đúng giờ, thói quen đi học đúng giờ, thói quen đến đúng giờ thì phải học bài, nghỉ chẳng hạn. Like the habits of waking up early, to go to class on time, to do homework every day. The habit of playing sports, like always has a habit of going to the football field, yeah.
Also
Basketball, yeah. I think Phúc, you have a lot of good habit actually, especially when it comes to sports. So that's why you can achieve medals. Thực sự mấy cái huân chương của em không có dễ gì đạt được đâu. Nó là thành quả của rất là nhiều habits, good habits. I think your medals is actually the good result of so many good habits over a long period of time. Okay, so you should keep good habits. Maybe you should have a good habit of studying hard too. Nên có thói quen học hành chăm chỉ nữa thì nó sẽ ổn hơn rất nhiều. Okay, so and then what should parents do to teach their children good habits? Các bậc cha mẹ nên làm gì để dạy trẻ nhỏ những thói quen tốt? What influences do children with bad habits have on other children and people? Những đứa bé mà nó có thói quen xấu á, nó gây ảnh hưởng gì lên những đứa bé khác và những người khác? And you should give examples, cho ví dụ. And then why are some habits change when people get older? Khi con người ta càng ngày càng lớn tuổi hơn thì tại sao một số thói quen nó thay đổi? Like for example, up to a certain age, you might not want to, like for example, wake up early anymore. Or up to a certain age, you might not want to eat the same kind of food anymore. You might want to eat something else, or maybe do other activities. Đâu phải lúc nào cũng như vậy. Người ta sẽ tùy tuổi, người ta sẽ có adopt những thói quen mới và bỏ thói quen cũ. Yeah, Okay, the question asks why. So you should focus on the reason, Alright, you should focus on this one now. Okay, you first, please describe a habit your friend has that you want to develop.
So my friend is so there's a friend is actually really muscular and strong.
Muscular.
Muscular and strong. So and he goes to the gym really often.
He goes to the gym quite often, yeah.
So for me, I really want to have that habit too, because I want to be like, I'm tall now and I want to be bigger and have more muscle that I can help my family doing their job, or maybe just helping my friends to carry some things very heavy right now, or maybe just hear someone outside there when I have an argument. So At the time, I know that because he's really big, because he's really muscular. So I asked him why he's so huge like that. So he said that he went to gym. So I want to went to gym too, but right now at this time, but I'm too busy for that habit. So I'm still I want to go to the gym often.
Okay, want to go to the gym often? Well, you should definitely hit the gym often, you know.
I'm scared.
Scared of what? Are you scared of being like, you know, people looking at you and then judging you or something?
Yeah, that's my father Ramadan.
That's
So
why I think that you should go to like private gyms, like gyms that doesn't have many people there, you know. Like for example, try to go in like not like peak hours. For example, try to go in the morning or maybe at noon or very late, like 8 or 9 o'clock when the gym's about to close. You wouldn't see so many people judging you, looking at you, you know. That's what I do. I mean, I don't want to see so many people either. So that's why I choose like hours that people are not often there, you know. I don't want to be judged because I am too tall. I'm not very muscular, you know. I don't want to be judged, okay?
Okay. So as someone who is older, then you I have one advice for you.
Okay, please, true.
Okay. So you should do what scares you the most.
A what?
You should do the thing that scares you the most. So you are afraid to be judged, you expose yourself to it so many times and you get used to it. Do it. You know. Okay, so first time you feel really scared of being judged. For the second time you feel less worried. The third time less worried. And after like 10 times or 20 times, yeah, the judgment seems like nothing to you. Okay, that's my experience. So if you are scared of being judged, let them judge you the most, the hardest way. Yeah, after the limit, there will be nothing. Okay, so that's my advice for you.
Well, actually, I think that you don't need to be scared when you go to the gym because when I go to the gym, I was taught about 5'11" and I just about
How tall are you right now, Phúc? How tall are you right now?
maybe 6 feet or
6 feet is 180. 180 rồi đó. 6 feet is 180, yeah.
yeah, 6 feet or 6'2" maybe.
Oh wow, 6'2". You are much taller than me. I'm 1 meter 84. You know.
Yeah, I don't know it, but it's about 6 feet to 6'2".
Wow.
And when I go to the gym, I just 5'11", and I just weigh about
50 something
55
kilograms. So how heavy are you right now? 60 something?
67, nearly 70.
Oh, I see. Maybe you should gain more, I think. You are about my height. I think you need to be 80, at least 80. I think 80 kilograms.
I just need to about 75.
Oh yeah.
And I go to the gym just because I want to look more
attractive.
Yeah.
Look more attractive. Who doesn't want to look more attractive, right?
Yeah. But the first time I go to the gym, I look like a stick.
Oh, of course. You and me, you and I, we both have the same body like type, you know. Like I was like a walking stick. Oh my god. Anyway, Phúc, your turn to describe a habit your friend has and you want to develop, please. Lượt Phúc đọc đi. Nói đi em.
My friend, he is my best friend, and he was a professional basketball player.
Oh wow.
And we both we both play for same team, but he always
You mean you both play in the same team?
in the same team, and we both play at the same
Level?
positions.
Ah.
Vị trí thầy.
Like position, like what position? Are you a striker, attacker, a striker, or goalkeeper or something?
No, basketball I play.
Oh, wait,
center.
it's not football. Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I play centers.
Center, I see.
He plays center too, but he always when our team have a training, he always go early. Like he always go
Earlier than
me. About 2 hours to warm up, and after that he goes to training with my team. I want to develop his
I want to
I
develop.
want to develop his habit because I am a lazy boy.
Of course you're a lazy boy, I know it.
Sometimes I keep my team training, so my coach always
scold me, right?
Yeah.
Luôn mắng cho một trận. They always scold me.
So I want to learn his habit.
Habit, you mean?
Yeah, and he's taller than me. He's about 190 centimeters.
You think being too tall like that is a disadvantage?
No, yeah. I think it's cool. I want to be taller.
Yeah, but the problem is if you're too tall, this country is not built for people that tall, you know. Everything around you, the table and everything was built for people around 1m65 to 1m70 only, or even less. So if you're too tall, you become very clumsy. Remember that. So, đất nước này đâu phải mọi thứ đều được xây dựng cho người cao vậy đâu. Mấy 65, 70 thôi mà. Đụng đổ đồ xong rồi té rồi dễ lắm luôn á, nếu mà em quá cao. So, a lot of the time I think being too tall can be a disadvantage. It's a good advantage when you are looking for a job, I think. Or when you because people always look at you. Sorry?
Or when you're looking for a girlfriend.
Yes, of course. Yes. And of course people become very confident when they are taller. Yes.
Yeah, I remember that when I still studied in my junior high school, I remember that my head touched the fan. Like
Don't tell me you touched it. You can touch the ceiling fan.
Yes.
Đụng được mặt trần luôn ghê vậy.
Yeah, em đứng trên cái bàn của thầy.
If you stand on the table, of course you can start it.
Xong rồi em mới đùa cái em nhảy lên, cái đầu em đụng vô cái quạt hư luôn.
Oh my god. Oh wow. Okay, can you please redo this one? Làm lại cái phần này em không được tốt nha. Let's do it once again, okay? 2 phút thôi nha. Describe a habit your friend has and you want to develop. Let's do it again.
He's my best friend and we both play basketball in the same team. And we play in the same position. Our team always have a training in the weekend, and he always go to the training earlier than me to warm up, and he is a hard-working person.
Okay.
And I also a lazy boy, so my coach
always do what? Always scold you? Mắng?
Always scold. And I want to learn his habit because I want to develop this habit because this will help me a lot also in my basketball school and in my study.
In my study. Anything else? Okay, that's good enough. 1 phút 30 khoảng something like that. 1 minute 30. Okay, so Tường, your turn, please. Describe a habit your friend has and you want to develop. Okay.
Well, I get that. So here is one good habit of my friend that I really want to develop it. So I have a close friend that she always takes parts in the sports events in my school. So I guess that it was a really good thing if I can develop the exercises that I can do exercises on a daily basis like her. So we have been friends since elementary school, especially in grade 4. So we have grown up together. So I guess that I knew her really clearly. That she's a really extrovert person. That she goes to the sports event or any organizations that she can take part in. So also that she would go for a walk on a daily basis, like even the night. So and she would go for swimming in the regular morning. So I've been observing for those good habits of her. So I guess that if I could have that habit up to time, I would can build a good habit like her. I would build a good shape and with the balanced diet.
With a what? With a what? Say again? With a
balanced diet.
A balanced diet. A balanced diet.
A balanced diet. Because that it would really help me with both of my physical and mental health. So,
very good.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So it means that right now you don't have a good habit, right?
I think that I kind of have a bad lifestyle.
I see. You know, it's never too late to learn, it's never too late to change your habit. But you have to know and you have to force yourself to change that habit, After all, changing yourself is one of the most difficult things mankind could ever do. Thật sự luôn, thay đổi bản thân một cái điều rất là khó. But it's doable. Làm được nhưng mà khó nhưng làm được. Okay, Trung, your turn, please. Describe a habit your friend has and you want to develop. Please.
Yeah, so I have a close friend who is really interested in sports, and he has a really good shape, a slim body, and I really want to look like him. But I don't want to go to the gym. He gave me one advice is that I should do exercise at least 1 hour per day. I do support his idea, and I really want to have a habit of doing exercise at least 1 hour per day. But
Yes.
I easily get distracted by the entertainment, the music.
The music.
The music, the movies, and the household activities, and I don't have the habit of doing exercise on a daily basis. So I really want to do exercise every day, but I really want to have the habit of doing exercise every day, and I need to change myself.
If you know that you should change yourself, then do it. Don't procrastinate. Đừng trì hoãn. Don't procrastinate. Do not. What is the phrasal verb for procrastinate? To keep up doing something. To keep up doing something. cứ trì hoãn làm gì đó to keep up doing something. Alright, good. Let's go to part 3 now. So, so Young, please, what habits should children have and why? What do you think?
So as having a military childhood, I think
A military childhood, really?
yeah,
You did?
my father worked in military.
Oh,
when
I
he was young.
see. I never know it.
Yeah, so now I have something from him. So I think they should like having a habit of waking early, sleep early, and having exercise every morning, so they can keeping their health okay and good and focus in study. Like they can still use mobile phones or playing games, but they just reduce using this and learning a lot. Maybe changing to reading books where they're having người đã chơi giờ nghỉ
Recess.
chơi where they have recess.
At recess.
And where they're eating healthy food or maybe healthy snacks, so they can those habits will really good for them and recommended by some scientists.
I see. Okay. Right, okay. Book your turn, please. So, what should parents do to teach their children good habits then? If you become a father, what would you do to teach your children good habits? So, think about it this way. But remember that part 3 should not talk about your own example, okay? So, what should parents do to teach their children good habits? What do you think?
Well, I think that parents need to
Yes. What should parents do?
they need to be more guys.
Okay. Okay, Tường, you do it. You do it now. So, what should parents do to teach their children good habits then? What do you think?
Well, I think that parents should themselves live an active lifestyle which children will adopt from them, because that I think that children will copy the little things from the parents. Many of their good and bad habits come from their family, and parents should teach them the good moral values. I think that parents would award their children anytime that they have a good behavior or manner. So I think that parents can be, like the role models for their children. In fact, that whatever they expect from their children, they can do in their routine, so that they could build the good habits for their children, as well as to teach them how to behave well in the public or in their daily life.
I see. That's a good idea, you know. So, what do you think, Trung? What should parents do to teach their children good habits then?
Okay, so
Okay, louder, please, louder.
Hi.
Okay, good, better now.
It's very hard for me to answer this question because I don't have any children, and
Well, maybe you have an idea.
and my parents were very strict.
Well, being strict is not always a good thing.
So to teach the children good habits, I suggest parents should give their children choices. So, for example, if their children want to eat the sweets, okay, so their parents should give the children two options: to eat or not to eat. However,
wow, that sounds like it sounds like a philosophical question. To be or not to be, to eat or not to eat. Nghe như câu hỏi triết lý vậy đó. Well,
however, so from my end, I have one more further step. That is to show the children the consequence. Okay? So if
but how you do that?
if the children choose to eat the sweet, they show the children the video or the picture with the patient, okay, who got the disease or the illness related to over consumption of sugar.
Okay.
And for the option of not consuming the sweet, we show the children the good side, including having a good body, well look, and then the children can make their own decision. Yeah, so that's why
You can make your own decision, yeah.
suggested if the children will have good habits.
Okay. Right, I see. So, so Phúc, please, so what influences do children with bad habits have on other children and people? Of course, you are experiencing like your teenage years, and you know that sometimes bad friends come in the team, and it can make the whole team go like, they don't want to hang out with each other anymore or something because of bad people, bad influences, Think about that. So Phúc, what influences do children with bad habits have on other children and people? What do you think? Bạn xấu vô team thì sao? Bạn có thói quen xấu vô team thì có gây ảnh hưởng đến đội, something like that.
Well, I think that if children have children with a bad habits, this will influence other people a lot because if you have a teammate who doesn't want to cooperate to win a medal,
Yes.
he just want to play with himself, it will make our team firstly be easy to this will easily to disband.
Will easily do what?
Kiểu tan rã này.
Well, to dissolve the group, yeah. To dissolve, làm cho nó hòa tan luôn á, to dissolve the group. And to dissolve the group and then
be easier to dissolve.
to dissolve, to break the group, to break, yeah.
To break the group, and secondly is will make our team lose that match, and children with bad habit will make when children be just about 5 or 6 years old, they don't know anything, they are really they're really innocent. So if they would play with bad, I see that I see that some children was young, but they learn how to swear, and
that is absolutely terrible, if you think.
Yeah, it's terrible, and some good children who don't know much about
Okay.
don't know much about children who swear
Okay.
will if they play for a long time,
If they hang out with each other, they spend time with each other for a long time.
if they spend time with each other for a long time,
Yes.
it will make good children into a bad children.
Okay. Right. Okay. Good. Okay. So, Yuan, what do you think? What influences do children with bad habits have on other children and people? Maybe it's better to give examples, you know.
So, for children, they easily being infected by their friends. Their friends are mostly their friends. So when bad children came, they will have sometimes they have a really big bad habit, including them like swearing. Maybe at this time they have vape or maybe just electric smoking. Yeah, it's not really good for them because they have peer pressure now. And when and bad children they're influence adults too because adults have to giải quyết vấn đề giải quyết vấn đề.
Have to solve problems, solve issues. Is
Solving issues is not the main what they have made, I think. And sometimes the bad habit that brings them sometimes bring them death, maybe death or maybe harm themselves a lot. Like,
themselves, and maybe harm themselves a lot, right?
Yeah, maybe harm themselves a lot. Like at the time of the blue whale, some children they join that game, which is really harm themselves. They cause the death, like cutting their hand into its leaf. Yeah. In fact, their
Fact hay effect, cẩn thận. Fact hay effect.
Affect
Okay.
affect their brain, like watching scary movies a lot, which makes them really scared and they're afraid of society. And in the last of that event, some children had death because of suicide. Okay. So that's what is bad habit brings them.
Okay, right. So, Tường, what do you think? Why do some habits change when people get older? What do you think?
Well, I would consider that changing their bad habits into good habits is a good thing. Like,
Okay.
people become mature like with the age, and they would develop better understanding towards life. So they become more like open and accepting of the nature. So they would change their habits to fit to the new environment that they've been living in. They also realize their bad habits and decisions. So I think that they change themselves and try to adapt all good things for them and their family. One more reason for the reasons why that people tend to change their habits when they get older is they have learned many things from the experience, especially for those who used to have bad habits, and that they can change themselves to be a better person, like can be a good motivators for friends and their family.
I see. Good. There you go. So, Trung, what do you think? Why do some habits change when people get older?
Okay, so I think people change through times and their habits change as well. There's one common reason for the change of habit is as people grow old, so they don't have much the health. Okay, the health change and they have a chance. For example, a young person can't look like 10 kilometers. They see she cannot do the same because he's old. He cannot do the same habit as what
Yes.
the younger one does. So I think
Because of physical changes, you know, as you age, your body is not the same anymore.
yeah, so I think genes play an important factor in the change of habit of one person.
Right, I see. Okay, let's move on to 82 now, class. Describe a foreign person who you have heard or known that you think is interesting. Miêu tả một người nước ngoài mà bạn đã nghe tới hoặc là đã biết tới mà bạn nghĩ là thú vị. Cái người này bản chất là thú vị nha. That you think is interesting. So interesting here describe the nature of that person. Interesting, interested, cẩn thận. You should say who the person is, how you knew him or her, what kind of person he or she is, and explain why you think he or she is interesting. Tại sao bạn nghĩ người này lại thú vị? And then part 3, do you have any foreign friends? And do you think having foreign friends is a good way to know other countries? Bạn có những người bạn ngoại quốc không? Nước ngoài không? Và bạn có nghĩ có bạn nước ngoài là một cách tốt để mà biết được về những đất nước khác hay không? Do you think it's important to know the culture and language before going to another country? Bạn có nghĩ rằng là biết được văn hóa và cái ngôn ngữ là một điều quan trọng trước khi mình đi tới một đất nước khác không? Trước khi tới nước khác có cần biết văn hóa và ngôn ngữ nó không? Có quan trọng không? What do you think of people who work in international companies? Bạn nghĩ gì về những người mà làm việc trong những công ty đa quốc gia? Những công ty quốc tế chứ. Like, what is their work environment like? Môi trường làm việc của họ ra sao? How about their chances of learning? Những cơ hội học tập của họ thì sao? And how about their benefits? Những cái lợi ích của họ có được. And how about like challenges? Những thách thức thì sao? Okay, what abilities do people need to have when working in an international company? Muốn làm việc trong một môi trường mà công ty quốc tế thì phải có được những cái kỹ năng, khả năng gì? Đó. Okay, so this is 82. Right. This is 82. Right. Trung, you first, please. Describe a foreign person you have heard or known that you think is interesting, please.
Okay, so speaking of a foreign person, I have heard or know that I think is interesting. So this is a woman. Her name is Philomena Kang.
Say again. It's a person who.
I guess she is a person, actually a British comedian. Her name is Philomena Kang.
Oh, Philomena Kang. She's really fun.
Yeah, she even has her own TV series on Netflix. I don't remember, but yeah. So.
A moment, please. Just a moment, please. Okay, Trung, can you continue, please? You were talking about foreign person something.
Yeah. So there's a foreign person that I have heard on the television. She is a British comedian. Her name is.
I think it's actually her artist name. It's not her real name. Philomena Kang. Yeah.
Yeah. So the name that I know, that is she is known for.
Of course, that is not a real name.
Philomena Kang. So she is extremely funny in a sarcastic way when talking about history. You know, and I find that is something I need to learn from her. So being funny, being sarcastic in every situation in my daily life, because being funny is a way of showing your intelligence, you know. Yeah, so make them fun out of difficult situation, even make fun of yourself. So that is one way to show your intelligence, and that's why I love from her being sarcastic in the conversation with the people. But with Alex, we can know that she's being funny. Yeah.
Okay, great. So, okay, so your turn, please. Describe a foreign person who you have heard or known that you think is interesting. Cẩn thận mấy cái phát âm nha. Interesting, chứ không phải là interesting.
Okay. So,
Okay.
So I heard about Billie Eilish.
Oh, Billie
Yeah.
Eilish.
So I heard her because her music is really good. It's really awesome, I think so. But look how her style is actually quite emo, quite dark. Yeah.
What's the problem with that? I mean, there's no problem with being emo and dark, you know. Lana Del Rey is also very emo, and she's also dark too sometimes. What's the problem with being a bit dark, huh?
But I don't really like it. Yeah, I like just like her music is good, but I don't like her style.
Oh.
Day by day, I listen to her music. And I really
Music.
Music.
Chứ music hoài.
Music.
Mm-hmm.
I listen to her music from YouTube. It's actually really popular at my age, around the world too. And so I think after listening to her music, I think she's just able to protect herself from the society and
Most likely.
and society and social media. So after her 80s, she changed her style, and it's really awesome. And I really love it. How she expressed herself, how she show herself online, and how she gives advice to her fans. It actually inspires me until now while she's and her sense of humor is something I have to learn too. And I really love the way she protects herself online. So like me right now, protect myself from the social media
Okay.
toxic friends. Yeah.
Okay. Right, very well. Now, for please your turn to describe a foreign person who you have heard or known that you think is interesting. Cố lên.
He was my uncle and he used.
Who is he? Mình phải giới thiệu ra ông là ai trước đã. So there's a person.
Yeah. He is a person from here.
Sorry.
From France. A Portuguese person who from France, and he speak English very well. And 2 years ago, he married my aunt, and he also used to be my basketball coach when I was in Tran City. And I know him because I went to my aunt's wedding, and I went to my team training, and he was interested because he.
Wait, he was interesting or interested? Cẩn thận.
He were interesting.
Bản chất interesting.
He was interesting because firstly he he always be friendly to everyone. He's very kind with people. He's very kind with people. Even though he don't know.
Even though he doesn't know. Oh my god.
He doesn't know who are them. Who are they?
Who they are. Who doesn't know who they are. Không biết họ là ai. He doesn't know who they are.
And the second reason is he used to be a professional basketball player, and he used to play in America. And
you mean an American team?
Yeah, in an American team. And
yes.
He is interesting because he
quá lâu, quá dài, quá lặp lại. Bị lặp lại đây nè. You're repeating the same thing now. Okay, let's do it again. Làm lại đi. Quá lâu, quá lặp lại. Describe a foreign person who you have heard or known that you think is interesting. Let's do it once again. Bắt đầu. Phúc nè.
Yeah. He a foreign person who from France and he know about four languages.
Four languages.
French, English, Chinese, and Japanese. I know him because he used to be my basketball coach and
right?
Coach, and now he was my uncle because he married my aunt 2 years ago.
My aunt.
2 years ago. He was friendly and kindness people.
He was a friendly and kind person. People số nhiều, person số ít. Person.
Always have elderly people and homeless people.
Okay.
Each month.
Okay.
And he is interesting because I know that he used to play in an American basketball team. And is quite famous. And when I training with him, I learned a lot of things about his personality and and I see that he was an interesting person.
Okay. Alright, okay, Tương, please, can you describe a foreign person who you have heard or known that you think is interesting?
Well, I guess that when it came to any foreign celebrities, that I would have a famous figure that I have a lot of admiration for is Emma Watson. Like, she's an actress best known for her starring role in the Harry Potter series.
The Harry Potter series, right? Nói rõ ràng là you have to speak louder, clearer, you know? Speak clearer in a Harry Potter series, right?
Yeah, I came to know her through watching the first installment of the series. In that movie, she was still a small child, and my first impression was she was like a really phenomenal actress. Well, after the first movie, that her international fame grew bigger, and with each movie that came out after, especially her role as Bella in The Beauty and the Beast of Disney live action. So I admire Emma Watson because, firstly, she's really talented. she has the natural ability to act really well. Like, I remember I was surprised at how great her performance was in the movies because she was such a small child, and I really could not imagine myself at that age, like learning by heart all that lines, then getting in front of the cameras and showing emotions at the same time as she did. She was also a good student in her school as well. The next reason why I really love this figure is that she's a very dedicated feminist. Like, she works really hard at getting equal rights for women and men because I think that's really important to her. I remember I watched a video of her launch that she campaigned with a view to encourage men and boys to take action against inequality between men and women. So that I think she's used her fame, she used her voice really good to do such a good things for the people and to gain equality for the women. Some sexuality things.
Okay. Oh, you have to go now, Phúc? Okay. Okay, sure. If you have to go, you have to go now. Anyway, I'll see you then, Phúc. Okay. Now, so Young, please, do you have any foreign friends? And do you think having foreign friends is a good way to know other countries?
So as you know, I'm playing a lot of games. So it's a huge game having a lot of foreign people too because I'm using another country Wi-Fi. Yeah. So I spend time playing with my foreign friends, not really often, but still, and we're talking together on another social media a lot, and so that's how I met my friends at a time too. So they teach me a lot of things about other countries, where they have been and what's the culture there, and sometimes just a way of they teaching me about their foreign language too. And so I know much more about foreign another country, cultural people resident there, fully know about them, and I can learn and yeah. And so if I need to go somewhere in the world,
In the world, đó là word gì trời ơi, world. In the world, I'm out. In the world.
In the world, I still have knowledge about this country.
Okay. Well, it seems like very beneficial, do you think?
Yeah.
Okay, what do you think, Trung? Do you think having foreign friends is a good way to know other countries?
Yeah, I do believe that having a foreign friend is a good way to know about other countries because a foreigner with their experience from a foreign country, they can give you the insight to the culture, to the thing happening in their country,
Okay.
the things that you have never ever been exposed to. So that's one good way to know another country through a foreign friend.
Okay, I see. Okay, so Tường, do you think it's important to know the culture and language before going to another country?
Well, I guess that and if we can have chances or opportunities to get
Opportunities.
to know more,
If we have a chance to...
if we have a chance to get to know more about the culture and language before going to any other country, it's a really good thing to do so because it benefits if one knows about a culture and language. It helps to interact with the locals, and I think that we're gonna understand more about
Gonna hả em? IELTS mà gonna hả? Going to.
If we're going to, we're going to have smoother conversations, like which make our travel better. And also because there are some things that we are not allowed to do in the other countries, but it seems to be normal in our country. So, yeah, understanding about the culture and and also the applications in the countries that we decided to travel to is really critical before we decided to spend time in any countries.
I see. So, Trung, what do you think of people who work in international companies?
In my opinion, people who work in international companies are really courageous.
Courageous, very good. Rất là đầy lòng quả cảm. Courageous. Or I think it's actually mean brave, right? Courageous.
Yeah.
Same meaning as brave. Đầy lòng quả cảm, đầy lòng dũng cảm. It's the same thing, I think.
Yeah, another word for brave.
Courageous.
Because there are mainly difficulties when working in international companies. The first one is language barrier, and the second one is difference the mindset.
Mindset.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And third one is that person should have good ability of adapting to the fast-paced working environment.
Of course. Remember that working in international companies, it's not a piece of cake. It's not a walk in the park. It's not a piece of cake. Nó không có phải là một miếng bánh dễ dàng đâu. It's not a piece of cake. It's not a walk in the park. Không có dễ như đi bộ trong công viên đâu. It's not a walk in the park. It's not a piece of cake. Yeah.
Right. But if one successfully managed to adapt themselves to the international environment and work down international companies with experience, that is an indestructible one. Yeah. Hard situation like the hardest. Like to sign up if one person can
Yes.
work in international companies, they will be indestructible. They will be well prepared with a lot of experience.
Okay. Alright, okay, so Young, do you think it's important to know the culture and language before going to another country?
I think yes, because if learning language from another country and know the culture will make it easier to thích hợp với phần
appropriate something suitable.
Yes, suitable to the environment of another country.
Okay.
And it's easily so it makes it easy to know and how to survive there, to survive to another country too. But however, if we don't know about another country culture, we may be sometimes doing something wrong that may be prohibited in that country.
Okay.
Very strictly, and sometimes it costs you an arm and a leg.
It costs an arm and a leg. Nói rõ ràng ra, it costs an arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg. And knowing the language is maybe a big benefit.
Of course, a massive benefit, yeah.
Really conversations with the residents and knowing them more about their culture.
Okay. Alright, so Tường, what abilities do people need to have when working in an international companies then?
Well, I think that people working in international companies need to have good communication skills as well as leadership qualities.
Mm-hmm.
Like employees need to travel to different places, so they need good language skills. And there's also benefits in cracking deals in different parts of the world.
What do you mean cracking deals? What do you mean cracking deals?
Like when you need to interact with your foreign clients and to dealing any contracts with your foreign clients.
What's that?
So
Mm-hmm.
I think that they need to be comfortable with various cultures and food also. Like they're not picky in eating food or trying some new cuisine.
Okay.
The most important thing is they should not have any kind of homesickness, because they need to stay away from their home and family as well for a really long time.
Okay, very well. So what do you think, Trung? What abilities do people need to have when working in an international company?
Okay, so personally, I think when working in an international company, one person needs to have a very good communication skill because they need to work with people coming from different culture, all corner of the world. Like the employee doesn't know who or what to expect, so they need to be well prepared with a variety of races and languages, and communication plays an important role when working with people from all around the world. Yeah, so communication is highly important when working in an international company.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so Yuan, what do you think? What abilities do people need to have when working in an international company? You will more or less in the future work for something like that. So it's important to know, unless you work like a freelancer like me, but most of the cases you have to work with a lot of people from different countries, trust me. Because that's the general trend, xu hướng chung là vậy.
Yeah. So well, first thing first, I think is I think it's the language of the international business. Mostly it's English, so you need to have a test from that a test of English, and a certificate from that is I think it's IELTS, mostly IELTS, or maybe SAT if you're learning about math like me. And the second is the culture of that international company. Because if you join that international company, you have to know the rules in there, and you know how to adapt with it. And
Okay.
the professional in your work.
The professionality, right? Cái tính chuyên nghiệp, right?
Yes,
Professionality, tính chuyên nghiệp. Tính chuyên nghiệp chứ không phải là tính chuyên tạo nghiệp, you know. Tính chuyên nghiệp, professionality.
So the professionality, the professionality of the job, like professionality of the job, I think, and maybe like your knowledge to try in that company too, and the job you have been dealing
see. Alright, I think that's it for today now. Okay, that's the end of my videos. Please like, share this video with your friends, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and press on the bell button next to the subscribe button so you can get notified about my new uploads, okay? You can also press follow my Facebook, but please don't add me on Facebook as friends, okay? Cảm ơn các bạn đã theo dõi nha. Các bạn hãy nhấn vào like, chia sẻ video này bạn bè các bạn. Nhấn vào nút đăng ký kênh YouTube mình và nút cái chuông kế bên cạnh cái đăng ký kênh đó, để mà các bạn có thể được thông báo về những video mới nha. Các bạn cũng có thể nhấn vào nút theo dõi Facebook mình, nhưng nhớ đừng kết bạn Facebook mình nha. Thank you and see you. Bye.